Hi, I'm Chef Ben. Welcome here to the Chef School at Buehler's Fresh Foods. Today we are going to be featuring how to make an English roast. What we're going to be doing with that is putting that in your slow cooker, and you know that it's getting cool outside, it's time to break them out. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is putting this in any container that you have, and you're going to apply the salt, the pepper, and then lastly the flour. So we're just going to season this evenly all over with the salt. Get a nice coating on there. And when you put things in the slow cooker, it's always really important, regardless of what it is, to make sure that you season it really thoroughly and heavily, because that is going to bring out the most flavorful product when you're finished. So next we're gonna add the pepper. Move that around, get a nice even coating on it. Then lastly, we're going to add our flour. And you're actually gonna keep the excess flour that doesn't stick to this. We're gonna add that to the saute pan when you're sauteing your vegetables, and that is going to make it a little bit thicker when it goes into the crock pot and end up with a really nice sauce at the end. It's also really important to note that you can pat off any excess flour before you drop it into the pan, and that'll prevent it from burning. So here we are. Let's move on to the next step. Put your saute pan on the stove and put it up on medium-high heat. Next, we're gonna add our oil to the pan. Right, I'm just gonna move that around. As you can see, the pan's getting a little warm. You don't want your pan to smoke. That means the oil is overcooked. So you just wanna make sure that it's nice and warm though, so you get a good crust on that roast. This process is going to take a little bit of time, but you want to make sure you're patient and that you get a nice even brown coating on all sides. So look at that beautiful golden brown crust. That's what you're looking for right there. This smells incredible. Make sure, importantly, that you even get the ends and the sides as well. So now we're going to place the English roast into the crock pot. That is gorgeous looking. The next step we're going to do is we're going to add the onions, the garlic, the oregano, the sage, and the thyme to the pan with the additional flour you had left over from placing it on your roast. Now it's important, you don't want this to be quite as high of heat as you sear the roast. It's gonna burn everything. You don't wanna have that flavor inside. So what I'd recommend is putting it on low to medium heat at most while you're doing this saute. And then you're gonna have that go for about 2 or 3 minutes. This is gonna get all those delicious bits of goodness that were left over from the meat. We wanna make sure we extract all that flavor and put that into the crock pot. You're just getting a little bit of heat on that. You're getting all the stuff that was left over in your pan. The next step is gonna be to add your red wine. Now you'll notice as we cook this for a few moments, the wine's gonna start to thicken up. Again, you wanna scrape, get all those brown bits that you had on the bottom there, and we're gonna add all that in. Stir it to combine. You can cook this for about a minute or 2, but again, you can use your judgment. So ours is starting to thicken up. We're gonna add that into the crock pot on top of the meat. So now we have our delicious mixture of onions and red wine and spices. We're gonna add that on top. Oh man, that is going to be so good, cooked low and slow. Now that we've placed our delicious onion mixture on top of here, we're going to add our stock and the bay leaves. And that's when we're gonna set it and forget it. So now it's been about 5 hours and it's time to add our carrots and our apples. It's been about 8 hours total cook time, and now it's time to check out our delicious English roast slow cooked crock pot meal. Oh wow, look at that. That is super tender. The vegetables look great. Right, this is gonna be delicious. So now we're gonna plate this up. Our delicious English roast is ready to go. It's really tender and it's looking fantastic. Place that right on top of those mashed potatoes. And there you have it. This is Chef Ben. This has been What's Cooking with Bueller's Fresh Foods.